More wisdom and practical sayings from the preacher. That's what this next quiz should be about as I continue in the Book of Ecclesiastes. 10 questions from Carl Shoup's book, Test Your Bible Knowledge, are coming up, and it's my goal to pick the right answer from the 4 answer choices. The Book of Ecclesiastes is about life here under the sun, and the everyday choices that we make and their outcomes. It's a relatively famous book, and some of the verses have been used as song lyrics, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a perfect 10 out of 10 score. Now, every question comes with a reference verse or verses from the Bible that can be used for additional study. Alright, I'm ready to test my Bible knowledge, so I'll start with question number 671. In chapter 3, the preacher did not say that there is a time, A, to be born and a time to die, B, to get and a time to lose, C, to lie and a time to speak the truth, or D, to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. I want to go right for letter C as my answer, to lie and a time to speak. I don't think that the book would promote lying, so for 671, I'm going to choose letter C as my answer. 672, and it's a real short one. It says 2 are A, equal to 1, B, better than 1, C, worse than 1, or D, just twice 1. And for this one, I'm going to choose letter B as my answer, better than 1. So it would say 2 are better than 1, and that makes the most sense here. So 672, I'm going for answer choice B. 673, and it is the first part of a quote, and I have to provide the last word. Quote, God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be A, few, B, many, C, well chosen, or D, spoken clearly. I'm going to eliminate D, spoken clearly. I don't think that's the answer. I'm leaning towards letter A, few. I don't think it's letter B, many. It could be letter C, well chosen. Let's see how this sounds. God is in heaven, and thou upon earth. Therefore, let thy words be. I think letter A, few. I think that is the best answer. So for 673, I'm going to go with letter A. Alright, 674, and again I have to provide the last word in the quote. Quote, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with A, silver, B, love, C, power, or D, knowledge. Let's see. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Letter B, love. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with love. I don't think it's that. Letter C, power. I don't know. That doesn't really sound like that would be the answer either. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with power. And letter D, knowledge. I don't think it's that either. I think I'm going to go for letter A. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver. So for 674, I'm going to choose A, and we'll have to see what the answer is when I go to the answer part. 675 is the next one, and it is again the first part of a quote, and I have to provide the last word. It says, quote, surely oppression maketh a wise man, A, wiser, B, strong, C, mad, or D, reckless. And I'm going to get rid of letter C and letter D, mad and reckless. I don't think that those make a whole lot of sense. So it's between letter A, wiser, and letter B, strong. And I am going to choose, let's see, if it was wiser, it would say, surely oppression maketh a wise man wiser. That seems to make a lot of sense. B is good too. Surely oppression maketh a wise man strong. I'm going to choose letter A, wiser, for 675, and hope for the best here. So for 675, I'm going to choose letter A, wiser. 676. The preacher, in chapter 7, seems on the whole to regard women with A, affection, B, admiration, C, apprehension, or D, ambiguity. Let's see. I am not sure of the answer here. A, affection. That could be it. B, admiration. C, apprehension, or D, ambiguity. I'm going to get rid of letter D, ambiguity. I'm leaning towards getting rid of letter A, affection, and admiration, letter B. I'm not really sure. C, apprehension. I don't know if that's the right answer either. I don't really remember here at all. So for this one, I'm going to choose letter B, admiration, for 676. Letter B. Okay, moving on to the next one, 677. And I have to provide the last part of the quote. It starts out, quote, a living dog is better than A, a dead lion, B, a dead dog, C, a living lion, or D, an unborn dog. This one, I'm pretty confident with the answer, and it's letter A, a dead lion. Let me read this. A living dog is better than a dead lion. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to stick with here. Letter A, a dead lion, for 677. 678, quote, under the sun, unquote, says the preacher, quote, the race is A, to the swift, B, not to the swift, C, alternately yes and no to the swift, or D, to the slow. I'm going to reject C immediately. That doesn't seem to fit with the rest of the quote there. So it'll be between A, to the swift. Let's see. Under the sun, says the preacher, the race is to the swift. That does make a whole lot of sense. B, not to the swift. I'm going to get rid of that one. And D, to the slow. I'm going to reject that one also. So for 678, I'm going to choose letter A, to the swift. 679. I have to provide the last word. Quote, the poor man's wisdom is A, rare, B, homely, C, despised, or D, prized. I am going to choose letter C, despised, as my answer for 679, letter C. 680. The preacher implies that a little folly stinks more if it comes from A, a fool, B, madman, C, wise man, or D, stranger. I'm going to go right for letter C, wise man, for 680. That is the end of that set of 10, and that was a little bit challenging. I'm going to turn back to the back of the book where the answers are waiting for me and see which one of these I was able to get correct. Started with 671, and I answered letter C, and the correct answer is C. That question was, in chapter 3, the preacher did not say that there is a time, letter C, to lie and a time to speak. 672. The correct answer for that is B, and that's what I wrote down here is B. That was a real short one. It says 2 are, and I chose letter B, which is the correct answer, better than 1. 673 is the next one, and the correct answer for that is letter A, and that's what I have here, letter A. It was the quote, and I had to provide the last word. God is in heaven, and thou upon earth, therefore let thy words be, letter A, few. 674 is the next one. The correct answer is letter A, and that's what I wrote down here, letter A. Another one where I had to provide the last word of the quote, quote, he that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with A, silver. Okay, good job. 675 is the next one. I wrote down letter A, and I see here the correct answer is letter C. It was one where I had to provide the last word of the quote, quote, surely oppression maketh a wise man. I thought it was A, wiser, and actually it is letter C, mad. Okay, next one, 676. The correct answer is letter C, and I wrote down letter B. The preacher in chapter 7 seems on the whole to regard women with not letter B, admiration, but letter C, apprehension. 677. The correct answer is letter A, and that's what I wrote down here, letter A. This one was the quote about the dog and the lion, and I wrote down letter A, a dead lion. So the quote would be, a living dog is better than a dead lion. 678 is the next one, and I wrote down letter A, and I see here that the correct answer is letter B. It was the one about under the sun, says the preacher, the race is, I said, to the swift, but in actuality it is not to the swift. So there you go. 678 is letter B. 679, the correct answer is letter C, and that's what I wrote down was letter C. Last word of the quote, despised. So the whole quote would be, quote, the poor man's wisdom is, letter C, despised. final one, 680. The correct answer is B, and I wrote down C, so I missed that one. It was the question, the preacher implies that a little folly stinks more if it comes from, and I said letter C, a wise man, but it is actually letter B, a madman. So there you go. Out of that 10, I only answered 6 correctly, which is a miserable score of 60%, but that was a pretty good quiz. I thought that I knew the book of Ecclesiastes a little better, but obviously not. Well, I think the next quiz will finish the book of Ecclesiastes and we'll start on the book of Song of Solomon. I'll also be almost halfway through this book of questions and answers and testing my Bible knowledge. I think that Song of Solomon will probably be a challenging book, but hopefully I'll be able to get a high score on that quiz. We'll just have to see what happens.